All right, everyone, so we have a world premiere moment here. I am about to do an experiment for the first time with you guys. This is an experiment I have not practiced before. I actually was just on Pinterest and I saw it and I thought, this looks so cool. So I figured, let's try it together. I'm always telling you guys you should, if you want to do something, you think of something, you should experiment. Well, here we go. We are going to make a baking soda and vinegar powered boat. Doesn't that sound great? So for this experiment, we are going to need a couple things. You are going to need some sort of big tray or container. You can use something like we did with the pennies and sinking the boat, but hopefully this boat will be moving, so you want enough surface area. Another great place to do this would be in the bathtub or in a really big sink that's filled with water. So you're going to need some kind of tin. You're going to need a water bottle. You're going to need our two best friends, vinegar and baking soda, every scientist's two best friends. You are going to need some water, and now I have a huge pitcher of water. You are going to make sure that you do still have the cap for that water bottle because this plays a key part later. You're going to need a straw. You're going to need a scissor. You're going to need some tape. And you will also need a piece of paper towel. It doesn't have to be a huge piece. It can be about this big. And I think that's it. So what we're going to do first is we are going to fill this tin with water. And if you're using your bathtub, then just make sure you have enough water in there that you can see if something is moving, but it doesn't have to be a crazy amount of water. Like I said, hopefully this even works. All right, once your container is filled with water, we're going to start working on our boat. Now to make our boat, you just need an empty water bottle. It doesn't have to be dry because we are going to be adding vinegar to it, so wet ingredients are going in. So if there's a little bit of water still in there, it's fine. Now adults, you're going to do this for your kids. We have to make a small hole at the bottom of the water bottle for the straw to basically poke out. So if you want to use a scissor, a knife, something that you can just pop a hole and hopefully, ooh, I can do that. So it might be a little harder than I thought, but that's the great thing about experimenting is, you don't know what you're about to get into until you actually do it. I really can't get it, huh? All right, you know how we're going to make this simple? Is we're just going to make a little snip because obviously that does not want to poke through. And make sure you kind of stretch it back out a little bit. Perfect. All right, so once that is done and you have your hole, make sure that you put your straw through it. Where did I make it? Okay. Now it doesn't matter the size of the hole in your bottle because we are going to seal it back up with tape. So once your straw is in there, it just basically has to poke out maybe, you know what actually? Let's cut it. Sorry, I'm kind of learning with you guys for this one, but it makes it a little more interesting. Because you'll see that not everything is always so perfect. Not everything always goes to plan. Sometimes you have to think on your feet and you have to just be like, well, this isn't working, so, what should I do to make it better? How can I make it work? Different things like that. So after that, you're going to take your tape. If you have Scotch tape, packing tape, I wouldn't recommend masking tape just because masking tape, when it gets wet, it does get a little, I don't know if it'll hold up so well. So just tape your straw in. We want to make sure that you really close up that hole that we just created because if if air escapes, then this experiment will not work as great as it's supposed to. And like I said, it's supposed to be really cool. I lost my straw. All right. A couple more pieces. Make sure it's really, really on there. I appreciate you guys bearing with me on this one. Hopefully, it's worth it in the end. I have a feeling it will be. All right. So once that is on there and it's nice and good, what we're going to do is we are going to put some vinegar in here. And all we're going to do is pour. Now make sure you keep it on an angle, because what we don't want to happen is we don't want the vinegar to come out the straw. And now we have this giant hole with a straw. And if the vinegar just comes out, it's really not going to work. So keep it tilted. Keep the straw, the side with the straw up. I know I can't see. You guys, my hand is there. And we're just going to pour some vinegar in. Okay, nice and easy. Basically enough until you see it's about to touch the area where the straw is. And when that's done, you can just nice and easily, lay it in your tray or in your bathtub. It'll just kind of float there for a minute. Next step is we need our baking soda, because we're looking for a reaction. And that reaction, is going to be when our vinegar and our baking soda mix together. When they mix together, they're going to form a gas. They're going to form some carbon dioxide. And we're actually going to see the same reaction in an experiment after this. But for this one, we're looking for that carbon dioxide, that gas. Carbon dioxide is actually what we breathe out. When we breathe in, we're breathing in oxygen. When we breathe out, we're breathing out carbon dioxide. Now, this is the same gas. This carbon dioxide, though, is made from the mix of vinegar and baking soda. When it reacts, it's going to form bubbles. It's going to form gas. And hopefully, that reaction is going to force bubbles out of the straw and is going to push our boat forward. So we are going to take, remember we had that piece of paper towel, and we're going to put some baking soda into the center of it. Not a ton, because the thing is that we have to fold this up and basically get it inside the bottle. And if your piece is too big, then it's really not going to work. So you're just going to take some scoops and scoop it in, and then fold it up. Small. If you need to let some out, it's fine, but just enough that we need to, like I said, fit this into the bottle. So kind of smush it up, and it should be like that. Next, what we're going to do is we're really quickly make sure the cap to your bottle is within reach. We are going to put this paper towel into the bottle. Then we're going to quickly put the cap on. We're going to turn it so the straw is face down into the water, and hopefully we're going to see a reaction. We're going to see the two ingredients mixing, the carbon dioxide forming, all those bubbles, and hopefully we're going to see the boat move forward. So make sure when you're doing this, keep it very steady, because we don't want to pour the vinegar out and we don't want to get the baking soda anywhere except exactly where it needs to go. So kind of smush it in. And if you find that you're having trouble, maybe you need to open it up and let some out. That's completely, some of the baking soda out. That's completely fine. I'm having good luck by twisting it. As I'm twisting it, it's going in further. Push it in. Okay, put the cap on, make it full. Ah! I see bubbles, and it's very slow, but it's moving. Ah! Do you guys see that? That's crazy! It works. Look at that. Something that just we put together, and we were making mistakes, and we were having to go back and change things, and we were having to basically think as we are doing something. We had a great result. So that's why I'm always telling you guys, that's the point of experimenting. See what works, what doesn't, what you have to change, things you have to put together, and things that you kind of have to figure out, well, this didn't work, so maybe I should do this instead, and oh wait, I can't get this piece to fit together, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Look at that. We just created science. We just made a vinegar and baking soda powered boat. It's so cool. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun making your boats. Hopefully with the different amounts of vinegar and baking soda, if you have bigger bottles, smaller bottles, you might get different reactions. So let me know how this goes, and I really hope it works as well for you guys as it just did for us. All right, So we had another great week, and I am so looking forward to another fun week of science. And we are going to see what keeps happening as we go forward. We have a couple more experiments that I want to show you that we're going to do with air, and then we are going to move further into our travel unit, and we're going to go on a bear hunt and see what that includes. So, like I said, I hope you guys have fun with the rest of the activities and the rest of the experiments for this unit. I really hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're thinking about things that travel on land and watching the videos to come on things that move in the air. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.